To be a level 2, you could only miss 1 on this front page. Okay? Now, several of you missed this one because you did not get 8 times 8 correct. Maybe you put 8 times 8 is 16, which is 8 plus 8. Okay? And then on this one, this had to be 3 times 6. That's 3 groups of 6. You could not put 6 times 3. Okay? Are there any questions about the first page? So you could only miss 1 of those to be a level 2 on the test. If you miss 2, then you're a level 1, and then we can bump you up to a level 2 if you got enough right on the next page. Okay? Now, to be a level 3, these 2 pages are both level 3 questions. So there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You could only miss 1 of those to be a level 3. Okay? Now, I want to go through those with you. If you got them incorrect, you should have out something that is a different color. You should not be correcting with a pencil. Get out something besides a pencil, and everyone in here should be correcting. Okay, there was no one in here that had 102%, I don't think. Did you? No, 102% means you got every question right plus the level 4. Okay, did you? Congratulations. Okay, MJ, do you have a question? Yeah, don't worry about your pre-test. Your post-test is what we're taking a grade on and what we're going over. And you did go back and correct your pre-test. We went through them and corrected them. Okay, so on the first one, 17 times 16. Hands down, the most missed questions were the 2 by 2 multiplication. I want everyone to rework this with me. You need to draw the box. If you got it right, just follow along with me. Okay. The first factor is 17. You're going to do 10 plus 7 along the side. And then the second factor is 16, so you're going to do 10 plus 6 along the top. Okay, then you have to take the 10 and multiply it by the 10 and the 6. 10 times 10 is 100. 10 times 6 is
60.
Now you need to take the 7 and multiply it times the 10 and the 6. 7 times 10 is
70.
7 times 6 is
32.
Okay, and then again, this is where a lot of us made errors. We know how to do the box, and we know what we're supposed to do, but we don't know our multiplication facts. Okay, so then we have to add together our partial products. I went ahead and combined 160. Then I have 70 and 42 for 272. So you should have had 272 for that first one. If you did not have 272, you need to look at your partial products and see what, okay, Bud, you're not following along. And see what your partial products, where you missed it. Out to the side, rework it, please. Okay? Then number 4. Multiply 6 times 124. Well, this is what we call a one-story problem. Okay? We don't need to have boxes on top because we have a one-digit factor. So across the top, we're going to write out 100 plus 20 plus 4, and then we're going to multiply that times 6. Now I have to multiply 6 by each part of the second factor. 6 times 100 is 600. 6 times 20. 6 times 2 is 12. Add a 0. And 6 times 4 is 24. Now we're going to add together our partial products. Again, I went ahead and combined these two, and then I just need to add 24. And you should have gotten 744. Cordelia, what's your question? Okay. Number 5. What is the product of 6 and 16? What does the word product mean? The answer to the multiplication problem. So it's 16 times 6. Okay, 10 times 6 is 60. 6 times 6 is 36. When I add those two together, my product is 96. Can you check on Anna? He's been out for a week and he's having a hard time following along. Okay, number 6. Mrs. Campbell is making copies of a math test. If there are 26 students in each of the 5 classes, how many copies does she need to make so that everyone has a test? Each in a story problem always means to multiply or divide. If it's in the information before the actual question that you're underlining, it means to multiply. So we need to do 26 times 5. Okay? 5 times 20 is 100, and 5 times 6 is 30. I can easily add those two partial products, and I should have gotten 130 copies. Are there any questions about numbers 3, 4, 5, and 6? Does everyone see where they made an error?
Yeah.
Okay, were your errors with multiplication facts?
Yeah. It was
Okay, right. And most of them were silly errors. Okay, turn the paper over. Now we have 2-digit by 2-digit. Again, these were the ones most often missed. When we have 2 2-digit factors, we can call that a 2-story problem. That's, we need to break apart the 26 along the left. That's 20 plus 6, and the 34 along the top. 30 plus 4. Now I'm multiplying 20 times 30. 2 times 3 is 6, and I need to add 2 zeros. Nolan, what's 20 times 4? What's 2 times 4? 8, and how many zeros should I add? 1. Okay, there's a 0 here, there's not a 0 here. Okay, 6 times 30. 6 times 3 is 18, add my 0, and then 6 times 4 is 24. Again, I need to add my partial products. I'm going to combine 680, and then I have 180, and I have 24. And I should have gotten 884. Now, this one I gave you guys the answer. I gave you the answer. We wrote it in our red notebook, and I had it on a video. I asked you to go back and watch the video. Who practiced and got this correct? Because some of you, I may not have marked it wrong because you already weren't going to be a 3. But what is our strategy? Levi? So, okay, the first step is break apart both factors by place value. Do you remember this? Most of you need to be writing this down because you did not get it correct.
If we did.
You may not have. Check if you're retaking it. If you got a 3 already, you don't have to worry about it right now. Break apart both factors by place value. What was the second factor? You need to be writing. You can write. Look at me. You're going to owe me 5 minutes. You've had your break. You have this. You need to be writing. I have watched her write everything for you. Sit down and write this correctly. You probably need a clean sheet of paper so you have plenty of room. You need to be taking care of yourself, okay? Okay, what is the second step? Break apart both factors by place value. What is our second step? Yep, multiply what?
The numbers.
Multiply
The partial products.
each part of the first factor by each part of the second factor. That's what we did. I multiplied by the 20 by the 30 and the 4, and then I multiplied the 6 by the 30 and the 4. And then what's our last step? What's our last step? What do we do last each time? Lily? Add the partial products. Just memorize it, guys. I've given you the answer now. This is the third time I've given you the answer. You should have written it down all 3 times. Just memorize it. You're great. Okay. 23 times 34. Again, we need our 2-story box because I have 2 2-digit factors. Break apart the 23 along the left. Break apart the 34 across the top. These are so similar. Okay, 20 times 30. We already did it up here at 600. 20 times 4, we already did it here. It's 80. Down here, 3 times 30. 3 times 3 is 9. Bring down your 0. 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, go ahead and combine the 600 and the 80. Then you have your 90 and your 12. You should have 782. Okay, and then the last one, 3,676. It's a 1-story problem.
Can I get a clean sheet of paper for this one?
Yeah, a lot of people did. Okay, 7 times 3 is 21, and you need to add your 3 zeros. 7 times 2 is 42, and you need to add 2 zeros. 7 times 7 is 49, and you need to add 1 zero. And 7 times 6 is 42. Now you need to add together your partial products. Follow along. Did you do it on a clean sheet of paper?
That's what I'm trying to say. You got it right.
And you should have gotten 25,732. Are there? Thank you. Well, that's awesome. I didn't think it would take you the whole time. Sorry. We'll see you Wednesday. Okay. Are there questions about any 7, 8, or 9? Yes, sir. Right. So sometimes, oh, you put a 9 here?
No, I know on the answer I put a 9 like.
Oh, here, a 9? Okay. So anyway, are there other questions about this page? Okay, I am not going to take the time to go over the level 4. You need to take home your pre and post test, have a parent sign. And I would like for you to be able to tell your parent where you made a mistake. Mom, I just didn't get my multiplication fact right. I said 6 times 4 was 18. Mom, I got all my partial products right, but I didn't add correctly. I just wrote down the wrong number. I didn't break it apart correctly. I want you to be able to tell your parent where you made your error. This needs to be signed and brought back by Wednesday. Okay, don't throw it away. Don't let your mom or dad throw it away. I want your pre and post test back by Wednesday. Yes, Ireland.
I never took the test.
It's fine. Okay,